Alright guys, what's going on? It's been a while since I've done one of these review videos, but I picked up one of these old cheap Amazon special trail cameras. It was a little over 30 bucks. There's a few things about it that kind of caught my interest, so I thought, what the heck, might as well do a little unboxing, and then we'll get it all set up, set it out in the field, and see what kind of images and videos we get off of it. So about the camera, it's a Hawkray 20 megapixels, supposed to be 1080p HD video recording. There's several different models of this camera. Some of them are 30 megapixel, some of them are 16, but this one is 20. One thing that caught my eye was the advertisement, the 0.2 second trigger speed, which is really good, but on the box here it says 0.2 to 0.6 approximately. So I mean, anything in that 0.5 range is pretty good. So I'm interested to see how well this is going to do, in comparison to some of those other cheap trail cameras I use for public land. It's kind of in this little cheesy little box. It's got a, I don't know if that's a red stag or it's not an elk on the front of it there. So anyways, without further ado, let's open this thing up and see what's in the package. Got an instruction manual. Got a cable, and then here's the trail camera itself. It's wrapped in a nice little baggie. Set that aside for now, so there's just some other stuff here I wanted to get to. Here's a strap. We'll look at that in more detail in a minute. And the cool thing about this camera, I was wondering if it actually would, but it actually comes with batteries. And it's supposed to come with an SD card as well. What is this? Some sort of little mounting device. Okay, so you can screw it to a tree or piece of wood or something. That's kind of interesting. It's got some screws in it. I'm not seeing the SD card. Maybe it's actually already in the camera. Let's pull the camera out. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape off the front here. That's the camera. There's some more protective film here. Get that off. And we'll take and open it up and see if the SD card's in there. Maybe so. There it is. It's a 32 gigabyte SD card, and it's already in the camera, so that's pretty neat. So for that 30 some odd bucks, I got batteries and an SD card. This camera is ready to go in the field. Now, one thing that I will note is it only holds 4 batteries at a time. So I'm kind of curious to see how the battery life's going to hold up on that. Some of the ones in the past that I've had that only held 4 batteries, they weren't the greatest in the world. It does actually have an LCD screen, which is a feature you don't typically see in cheap or budget cameras. So that's pretty cool. On the bottom here, let's see, we've got our on switch. It's off, test, and on. And then a plug for a DC power source. And then it's got your threaded port if you wanted to use the little mount that it came with, or one of your own. One thing I really did like about this camera from looking online is that it actually has a spot that you can place a lock. So for you know, if you're using it on public land, you can actually lock this camera to a cable of some sort for some little bit of added security. Just a little bit of information on the back. It feels pretty well made. It's kind of plasticky, but I mean, it's not terrible. It's, you know, it's the size pretty much of my hand, a little bit smaller actually. So it's a nice compact camera. So I'm excited to get it on a tree and see what kind of pictures I can get off of it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open it up and get some batteries in it. And then we'll power it on. I don't know how well these batteries are going to hold up, but they're free, so we'll give them a chance off the bat at least. Okay, so let's turn this dude on the test mode. Welcome. So you can see the screen there. It shows a nice little preview of what you got going on. You can see your time, date, battery life in the bottom right hand corner, and the upper left hand is probably the mode. So let's see. Okay, so this little button here is called the shot button. When I clicked that, it actually started recording. So it is now, since it's on video mode, it is recording like a test video. Let's turn that off. If I click the button right above that, this is the button to switch it to photo mode. And there's only one photo mode. I don't see any sort of settings. The button above that is to swap it to video mode. And then next to that, there's a little icon that says Full HD. If you push the button on the left-hand side, you can actually play back and view your videos on the camera. So that's pretty cool. So we can actually play that video that we took just a second ago when we clicked the shot button. And of course, there's nothing there, but it's pretty neat that you have that ability. I click menu to stop. Oh, there's a bunch of actual menu settings. I was trying to, there we go, scroll up, and I'm going to say delete all files, and then delete. Okay, so now we have no files. Let's go back to menu. No, play. Okay, now we're back on the home screen. Let's click the menu button and see if we can get into some settings. So from here, if you click OK on the mode, you can also choose what mode you want from here. So let's go to photograph, mode photograph. You can choose your photo interval. I'm going to leave it at 10 seconds. Your photo level, so I'm assuming that is how sensitive it is. I'll leave it on high. Capture number, this is going to be for your photo burst. Put that on 2. Here you have video length. The default is 10 seconds. I'll leave it there. Video size, I'll leave it at the default for that one. Language, we're going to keep it on English. Set the clock. Okay, so this is where you will set your time and date. I'll do that here in just a second. Scroll down. Stamp. Oh, so you can choose what you want stamped on your photos. We'll leave that at time and date. Photo size. This is supposed to be a 20 megapixel camera, but 30 is an option, so we will pick that. Software. Yeah, this just shows the software version. I'm not sure if you could update the firmware or not. Audio recording on, so the videos possibly record audio. There is a time-lapse setting, so that's pretty cool. We'll leave that alone. A timer to go along with that. You can name your camera. There's a security code. And then you can format your SD card from here. It says please wait. And then a default option. So we're gonna go back to menu. I'm gonna first put it on photo mode. And then here in a second, we're gonna get this camera out in the field and see what kind of photos we can get off on it. So y'all stay tuned and I'll be back. When we're out in the field, we'll get the camera set up on the tree and then we'll let it cook, see what kind of photos we get. And then after a while, we'll put it on video mode and see what kind of videos we get. So y'all stay tuned. All right guys, so I got my little Hawkray camera here set up back behind my house at my little testing area. One thing that I didn't talk about earlier is this little strap. It's a pretty cheesy little thing. I'm not sure if I'd want to rely on it too much. I'd probably swap it out with some paracord. I do that on most of my cameras, especially the ones that I put on public land, just because they're you know, it's a much smaller profile. You know, a lot of times if you see somebody's cameras, a lot of times the first thing you're gonna notice is that big strap. So that paracord just kind of breaks up that outline, makes them hard to spot. All right guys, so it's been about a week since we put this little Hawkray camera out, and I'm just walking back here. I just kind of want to take a look and see, you know, if it's taking any pictures. All right, there we go. I just swapped it off and back to test. Now we got our little screen. I think if we push play. All right, so there's me just now. That's me again. There we go. We got some pictures on here. Man, for a cheap camera, it is pretty neat that you can actually cycle through and look at these things on the camera. So, and look at the top right there. It looks like we have 84 pictures. There's something. That's my dang dog got out the other day. This is pretty cool for a cheap camera that you can actually take and look at this LCD screen, flip through and actually see what you got. So there's some deer. There's a buck. Look there. There's a couple bucks. Wow, that might not be a half bad one. It looks pretty good so far. Looky there. Boy, that deer was moving and the camera still caught it. Maybe it does have that quick trigger speed. There it is again, another one. Huh. All right guys, I'm not gonna look through every single one of those photos, but just looking at that display screen, it's looks like we've got some pictures, and I mean, it seems like it's doing a pretty daggum good job. And it's pretty awesome to have that LCD screen. So we got 84 photos. I'm gonna move the camera, put it on video mode, and then we'll see what kind of videos we can get off of it. All right guys, I said I was gonna move that thing, but I changed my mind. I kind of went to looking back through some of those photos, and you know, having those bucks on there, I really kind of want to get some videos of those deer. So I'm just gonna leave it in that exact same spot. I switched it to video mode. And like I said, we'll leave it for a week or so and come back and take a look and see what we got. Oh. All right guys, so a little word of advice on this Hawkray camera. You can't just push the video mode button on the inside by the main screen. This thing's been out for what I thought a week on video mode. So today I went out and grabbed it and was gonna pull some videos off of it and see what they look like, but it had been taking pictures all week. So you actually have to go into menu, settings, and manually swap it to video mode for it to take videos. So I'm gonna get it back on our tree, leave it out here for another week or two, and then try again, and we'll see if we can get some videos off of it. All right guys, so the camera did take some videos this time, and I just want to kind of show you that you can actually play them on the display screen. So you click play, then I'm going to toggle up to me walking up, and then when you're on the actual video itself, if you hit OK, then you can actually watch that video on the display screen, which is a pretty cool function. So again, I mean, for a cheap camera, this thing has a lot of features. So let's get it inside and we'll take a look at what's on the SD card. All right, guys, let's take a look at some of these pictures. There's just a standard nighttime photo, a couple bucks. Here's another picture of some bucks. This next picture I wanted to show because to highlight the trigger speed on the camera, it seems to be pretty good. Now let's take a look at some videos. What's up, guys? I'm back today and we're going to take a look at our LM2. Okay, guys, so you kind of got to look at some of the videos off this camera. During that last week I had it out, I didn't get a whole lot on the camera, but you can still tell kind of the quality of the videos and also some of the audio there at the end as I walked up and was doing some talking. There does seem to be a little bit of like a popping noise in the audio, just a little tick, tick, tick. I don't know what that's about. And another thing I want to point out is the videos, I actually was not able to view all of them. About half of them on the SD card, for whatever reason, were corrupted. So that's just something to keep in mind. I can't think of any reason that would have happened because of something I did. So I think it was probably has to do with the camera. So going forward, I'm probably going to run it strictly on photo mode because I hate losing data. But I mean, overall, it seems like a pretty decent budget-friendly camera, especially if you can get it around that $30 price range. It's got a lot of features for a camera of that price. You know, most of the cheap cameras, it's just you set your time and your date and your mode and you turn it on and let it go. I mean, this one, having that LCD screen is really cool. And then all the different options. And I didn't actually test the time-lapse feature on this camera because it's just not something that I personally think would do me any good. But some people like to run cameras on that time-lapse feature for watching over open fields or something, trying to see things further away that wouldn't necessarily trigger your camera normally. So that's just something to keep in mind. But it's a really, I mean, for what it provides, I think it's a good camera. I mean, it's small, it's got a way to lock it, it has a lot of features that other cameras don't have. It's, as far as cons, it is Chinese made or somewhere overseas, so you have to think about that. Also, it only has the 4 batteries, so I'm really concerned about long-term battery life. The time frame I had it out, I didn't see any problems with it. But I mean, if you're planning on leaving it out year-round, it could be an issue. You might want to go with high-quality lithium batteries, but gosh, they're so expensive nowadays. I'm not running any lithiums in my cameras this year. Just buying bulk normal batteries, and then I'm just accepting the fact I'm going to have to change them out. But I mean, overall, in that price range, I think it's a great option if you're looking for a budget SD card camera. So if it's something that you want to check out, take a look in the description below. There'll be a link. And then, guys, I really appreciate it if y'all would hit that subscribe button, like it if you want, and I really appreciate the views too. So thank y'all again, and I hope you all have a great day. And hang around. We're gonna have some more videos coming out. I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching.